Phoenix passed away on the sidewalk. It was owned for a long time, by Johnny Depp. It was also in the movie Be Cool with John Travolta, Valley Girl with a very young Nicolas Cage. That was the first time he ever used the stage name Nicolas Cage, by the way, before he was Nick Coppola. My personal favorite bit of trivia about the Viper Room is that it's where my boyfriend Jerry Ferrara had his name right above me in the opening credits of Entourage. Every opening they drove by here and they replaced the Viper Room name with Jerry Ferrara. So this is where it was. We are standing not on Elm Street, but on Genesee Avenue in the heart of Hollywood, but in front of the Nightmare on Elm Street house from the first movie, which I actually have never seen. I know, but I don't like those kind of movies. And directly kitty corner from where we are is Johnny Depp's house from the movie. Let's take a walk on over to Johnny Depp's house. So magic happened right here. This was Johnny Depp's very first house from his very first movie role, Nightmare on Elm Street. He lived right here. Right now we are standing in front of the Dream Center from the 80s classic horror film Nightmare on Elm Street. Looks almost exactly the same today as it did in the 80s when Nightmare on Elm Street was filmed. It's where Nancy goes to get her head examined and she falls asleep and has a bad dream. And now come along, we're going to West Hollywood to visit a Jerry Maguire location that I've wanted to see forever. This location is one that I am so excited about. We've been looking for it for years now. It was at this restaurant way back in the day, way many restaurants ago, where Jerry Maguire was fired at the very beginning of the movie Jerry Maguire. It's where Jay Moore took him, and I believe they called it Cronin's in the movie. It's where he took him to be fired in a public place so that it wouldn't make a scene. So after he gets fired, he grabs his cell phone, runs out the front door, starts calling his clients, and they show him running down this street here, right here in West Hollywood. At the time that Jerry Maguire was filmed, it was called Cafe Figaro, and it had kind of newspapers decorating the walls and Tiffany lamps, and almost looked like a TGI Fridays kind of place. And then shortly after Jerry Maguire was filmed, Cafe Figaro closed, and a new restaurant came in, and they kind of made it look like a dark Casablanca type upscale restaurant. I can't remember the name of that one, but then it closed and was gutted again for a third time, and that's when they made it. It was like a white bakery for a while, and now it's just vacant. So it's been gutted twice. It's been like 20 years, and still somehow Mike from MovieShotsLA, the guy behind the camera there, somehow managed to find this place, which is, it blows my mind. We are at Jelty Park today, and it was used in the movie Alpha Dog. And in the scene, Johnny Truelove, aka Emile Hirsch, comes in through that opening right there. He walks over to the bleachers and talks to Harry Dean Stanton, and then eventually walks over to his father, who is hitting softballs. His dad was played by Bruce Willis in the movie. And they talk about some sort of shady drug deal, business dealings they've got going on. Right there. Welcome to the South Seas apartment building. We're on Satakoy Street in Reseda, and this is where Daniel's son and his mom and Mr. Miyagi lived in the classic 80s movie, The Karate Kid. Come on, let's go inside. We are actually inside the South Seas apartment complex, thanks to a very nice woman who lives here and saw us taking pictures outside. She invited us in so that we could get a closer look at Daniel's apartment, which is right there in the corner. So sad fact, Mr. Miyagi's workshop doesn't actually exist. It was built for the movie in this parking spot right here, but really, really cool. You can still see the marks on the wall, and I mean on the ceiling, and you can see that the ground's not the same, so you see where it was. It's right there.